Good day, dear friends. Good day, good day, good day, good day. Happy, and wonderful Wednesday to you, miércoles for you, hump day, as it were. Make sure you like this. When I get that out of the way, because I haven't been doing it enough, it's important that you like this. My friends, we have not talked about this in a while, but there is something so serious that's going on. I mean, really, really serious. In terms of, I don't know if it's Trump. I don't know if I don't think he's lost it. Everybody's saying he lost it. That's a big thing. Everybody figures that when you're older and you're 80, you lose it. I mean, everybody loses something, but they're making it sound like he's losing it, like he's lost his mind. He's crazy. You know what I mean? He's crazy, lost his mind. And I'm thinking, myself, wait a minute. He's doing some things that I don't. This is not obviously the same Trump as it was before. That's true, because it's not the same world it was before. Nothing was the world. And I'm not an apologist for him by any stretch of the imagination. I'm telling you, there's something that he's doing which is very, very. It's just a different world. It's a different time. But I want to bring you up to speed on something which is very, very happening, very, very serious. They are going to be going after Miss Candace very, very soon. They're going to go after Tucker, and they're going to go after Nick Fuentes, and they're going to go after Rand Paul's son. They are desperate. Robert Kagan, husband of Victoria Nuland, the neocon, a real neocon, but also a geopolitical strategist, said, I think in the Atlantic, that America, we have lost, and Israel has lost Iran, that it's over, it's done, it's finished, they kicked our ass, cleaned our clock. Robert Kagan. If I say it, if Judge Napolitano says it, if Mearsheimer says it, if McGregor says it, if Larry Johnson says it, if Gerald Celente says it, Pepe Escobar, Max Blumenthal, good. Robert Kagan. This is a guy this is Victoria Nuland, but their thing, I think tends to be more kind of Europe and Russia. That's their whole thing. Nuland and these folks are the architects of everything involving Russia, everything involving that. They are so critical because you got to understand something. You see, my friends, I live in a world where I'm going to a lot of parties. And when I go to a party, the one party I go to may be for 8-year-olds, figuratively. And then I go to a party for high schoolers. And then I'll go to some college people, and then some graduate people, and then some politicians. So various levels of understanding, but then there's various levels of interest in what's going on. And in order to really step back and understand what's happening to Candace and Tucker, and by the way, Nick Fuentes, I'm not asking you to like him yet, and I'm sure you're doing it. We have to get past this, whether we like them. This isn't like a high school. We like them. I like them. He's cool. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I like her. It's has nothing to do with liking. They represent the dissident voice. We need drastically to have you understand we're at a very scary point right now, because there's a lot of people like Seb Gorka. I just did a brand new video. Please watch it. Please. And what he is saying is, in this new counterterrorism group, he is looking at drug cartels, Radical Islamist people. Never, there's no such thing as radical non-Islamists. They have been doing this since, I don't know. The Islamist thing only started initially because of oil. In order for us to go in and slaughter and take over and destroy oil countries and oil democracies who were primarily Islamic, we had to demonize them, always demonize them. And in so doing, the word, anybody who dares say anything against Israel. Now, I'm telling you, not against Judaism, Jewish people, the Jewish faith. No. Israel. And the number of people who, and I don't know what Israel means. You mean the Likud? You mean labor? You mean who? You've got huge swaths of people, huge numbers. If you read Haaretz, oh my God, you'll swear to God you're reading, I don't know what you're reading, the Amsterdam Daily News or something. They want this guy arrested. They want him imprisoned. They want him. This is bigger than anything else. So you've got this Seb Gorka, who is an idiot. He is this phony baloney kind of a pseudo-intellectual with his phony, I don't know what it is. He's like Count Dracula. But he does this British thing, and he's just full of shit. And he's been like this. He's like that Salem crowd, Salem radio. They're like, what? Then it's okay. He himself has made his name, his bones, in the world of media. And he wants basically people in the world of media to be harmed. He wants Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, for some reason, to be considered perhaps maybe as an anti-terrorist. Now, Candace is, I don't know what they're doing, why he's there. A couple of things happen. And forgive me for getting ahead of myself, but this is very, very important. What they're trying to do right now is their backs are against the wall. They don't know what to do. They literally don't know what to do. They are freaking out because this China thing, they are desperate. Iran is laughing their ass off. They control the Strait of Hormuz. Normally, after you declare war against somebody, things, for the most part, things tend to be worse after you declare war. Okay? Things, after the United States declares war against you, things tend to be worse. Makes sense, right? They're laughing their ass off. Oh, it's not perfect. Don't listen. I'm not in any way trying to I have no thoughts on Iran one way or the other. I never bought into this thing. They've never been this negative energy, this vile, whatever you want to call it. I've never bought into that. Nor should you. I've been hearing this crap my whole life. Almost virtually my whole life. Well, since 79. But they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Trump is, if he's not already there, he has said, you sold me out. You sold me out. Whatever it was that you promised me, whatever it was that you did, whatever it was with the deal, whether it's money or donations or push, whatever it was, whether it's AIPAC, Adelson, or just the cause itself, irrespective of any identifiable lobby. Trump is realizing, you fucked me. You absolutely, I'm on the balls of my ass right now, thanks to you. What do I have to show for it? Nothing. I've done nothing. Nothing. They're stronger than ever. They are stronger than ever. Let me give you an example. An analogy, a metaphor. If you had a nest in your backyard, hornet's nest, yellow jackets, whatever it was, and you said to me, I'm an exterminator. This is serious stuff. What do you do? Well, I could do one of a couple of things. I could carefully take that nest down. I could put it on the back of a truck, maybe cover it with something, drive it out to the middle of I don't know where, maybe contain it, and then do whatever I need to do with it. Or I could take a baseball bat and crack it open. What do you like? What do you prefer? Now they'll swarm, they'll move elsewhere, they'll pick up steam, and they will kill you. But you see, you figure a hornet's only like this. We're this big. A hornet is a little bug. We've got nuclear bombs. We're geniuses. A hornet is this. What do you? I'm thinking, but it's a swarm. You don't understand how these things work. You don't understand the essence of fighting swarms. I know they're a bug, but this is a bug that can kill. Iran, for some reason, they made out to be like they're living in a cave, or they're squatting and eating with sticks, or I don't know what these people do. They're hanging gay people. Since when does this country care about this? We've got a guy in New York City, a 70-some-year-old man. He was pushed down a subway steps and killed by some black dude lunatic. We have crazy, some would say, but they would say black people. Because all the time, whenever there's that's just not it though. We've got other people too. We've got people. We're so stupid. We've got OnlyFans people smothering people in bondage. We're crazy. We're getting people all the time on our streets, stabbed, clubbed. We've got crazy lunatic. We've got these. I don't know who these trans people are, and we come across like, well, we're so below. They hang gay people. We've got kids molested at every level in the world, but we come off like, oh, we're so. And if anybody told you, you say, well, wait a minute, hold it. I don't know what to believe. You want me to go to war with Iran because they hang a gay person, which I'm against, or they throw them off a roof, which I'm against? Are you serious? This is what they tell you. And yeah, and Trump said, and listen to me carefully, this is what I'm thinking, he might be absolutely losing his shit. They asked him, he said, I don't care anything about your financial straits. I don't care about what you're doing. I don't care anybody. Doesn't matter to me. As long as we can't allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon. Nobody in America is worried about Iran getting a nuclear weapon. When I say that, they're aware of it, but nobody's losing sleep over it, okay? And they sure as hell are going to get it now. Okay, so I've been leading up to this. So what are we going to do? Well, enter Dr. Seb Gorka, and he realizes, I'm going to add to my list Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. Tucker Carlson was speaking to some British twit who said, do you renounce Candace Owens? Do you? And do you see what they're doing? They're going after Tucker, Nick Fuentes, who just, listen, Nick Fuentes is important, but he's not. Look, he's whatever weight you give him. He's still a kid. He's still very smart. He's angry. Is it because he's gay and he hides? He's incel. What is this incel stuff? What is this? Since when is involuntarily celibate? What does that mean? He's gay. I don't know. I don't understand. You're anybody who can't. You can't get laid today. I mean, anytime. Oh, seriously. What is the matter with these people? There's something very wrong here. Something very, very, very strange about this whole concept. But I don't care about that. That's what he says. I'll let you worry about the name of this. But those are his opinions. So Sebastian Gorka actually was talking about it was something which is linked to Breitbart, to this other guy. They want to go after him. And they're going to go after Tucker. They're going to go after Tucker big time because Tucker is now going after, and he's trying to build and rejuvenate and revivify the campaign of Thomas Massey and others. And Candace, thankfully for them, has been busy talking about Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk and that kind of stuff. And she hasn't been worried about this. There's Raul. Hello, Raul, you son of a Jew. God bless you. You understand this? So what they're doing right now, you've got her, Brigitte Macron is kind of in the news because her husband was trying to, probably was knocking the bottom out of that Iranian chick. Don't give me this, that a platonic relationship. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I think the reason why she's upset is not because he's doing it, but because he's getting caught. It's like, look, I don't care whether you do that or not. Just don't be obvious. Don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me. That's what Hillary Clinton was doing with Bill Clinton. Hillary Clinton said, look, I don't give a damn. I know what you're doing. You're like a three-peckered goat. You're an alley cat. Just don't embarrass me. That was her thing. Don't embarrass me. So Candace has been busy with that. She really hasn't been, and she has been, when she's been vocal as far as her thoughts, as far as Iran goes, nobody can top her. But she's next. She's next. And they're coming after speech. And they're talking about pre-crimes again. Everything that we talked about. Everything that we did. From Minority Report to... And they want you to disavow Candace Owens. It is now more important than ever that we stand up louder and say, sorry, you can't count on me anymore. You have no control of me anymore. You're done. You wasted so much time. You wasted so much capital. Mr. President, I don't know what you were thinking, but you were so popular. What happened to you? What happened? Who talked you into this Iranian bullshit? Who did this? What is the purpose of this? I thought you were smarter than this. I really thought you were. I thought you were smarter than this. What are you doing? Right now, everybody acknowledges everything. Israel's opinion of Israel in our country now has never been lower. Lower. People before was like, well, whatever, well, what are you going to do? Not now, because they went after speech. If you spoke against Israel, you were an anti-Semite, and you'd lose your scholarship, or you'd be arrested, and you could say anything you want. You could scream about this country, burn the American flag, no problem. And on a college campus, they say all kinds of stuff that doesn't make any sense. But people say, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. And they didn't care. They were on a roll. And then the Elise Stefanik's and all these people stood up. You got Bibi coming to this country, speaking before Congress twice. He pushed Obama around. And people said, that's enough. That's enough. And then J.D. Vance goes, and maybe through, by the way, did you see the latest? The latest polls, if you can believe them, show that Marco Rubio is up way past Vance because he looks like a Class A pussy by having Bibi say that the government reports to him every day, including J.D. Vance. So they don't. These people are so stupid. They don't even know. They have no guts. And J.D. Vance is an absolute pawn of Teal. And Trump took all of the Silicon Valley to China. What are you going to do with them? What's your point with China, Mr. President? What's your thing? What? What are you going to do? Please turn off Fox News. Please. Donald Trump does something which is so good. He will tell you Just tell people we're winning. Just tell people we are doing great. Tell people we're going there and we are winning the war and we've got them by the balls and everybody. Tell them. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't even matter. Listen to what I'm telling you. There's a lot of great stuff that's going on, obviously, and I don't want anybody to miss a thing involving Erica, but there's a bigger issue here, which I want you to understand. And this is beyond Erica Kirk and beyond Charlie and beyond TPUSA and beyond Tyler Robinson and beyond all this stuff. This is about somebody who is going to say, are we going to let Candace continue with this? Yes or no? Remember when we went through the terrible jihad, social media jihad? How many of you, by the way, with the number one, how many of you were put in Facebook jail, kicked off, sidelined on Instagram or YouTube, anything where you lost money or you said something in a violation, you dared to say something about, well, I think a nice remedy is a poultice. You can't say that. Trust the science. How many of you? Trump also took Sean Hannity to China with him. That's okay. Listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I say to Sean Hannity, God bless him. I've known Sean Hannity for years. He's one of the luckiest men in the world. Anybody who follows Rush Limbaugh and Bill O'Reilly is the luckiest man in the world. Okay? And he has done 100% to deliver to his clientele, and he has been inerrant in doing so. But it's over. It's over. Nobody cares what Fox News or CNN or Larry Jennings or whatever his name is or Joy Reid or whoever. Nobody. It's nobody. Nobody. Al Sharpton. Nobody. I'm going to tell you this again. They came after Massey in Kentucky. He was winning by 75 points, at least, but every single election. I mean, this wasn't even. I mean, this is like steroids. And he now is ahead by a point because of this movement. Because they thought all we do is write checks and go after him, and that's it. And they took some half-ass guy who was an ex-Navy SEAL who's so bad he never speaks. They won't let him speak. They won't let him speak. And Massey will kill him. Massey's, smart guy, MIT and all this stuff. Anyway, so he goes on Tucker's show. Tucker, the guy who watches Tucker in one day. He gets a money bomb from these people. He's the hottest thing in the world. He's got something. What are you gonna do? Go on Hannity? Did you see what? Listen, did you see what this poor guy? Are they trying to make Hannity cool now? Where he's doing a Sean Ryan, where he's sitting in this rumpus room with a cedar. He's got a foosball table and dartboard, and he's drinking. Look, I'm drinking scotch. See, I'm smoking a cigar. I'm a guy. And yet on Stephen A. Smith, are you fucking kidding me? It's like even their guests are old. It's like, what? What are you talking about? This is like, remember when the Love Boat, you probably don't remember this. The Love Boat is when your career was over and you're dead. Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Zsa Zsa Gabor, whoever was on the Love Boat. It was when you were just at the end, or when you were in the balls of your ass and the career was over, you were going to the Love Boat. That's what this is. Stephen A. Smith? Dave Portnoy? I mean, what are you talking about? And our group has nothing to do with age. Because the people, believe it or not, who represent a lot of us are not kids. Because what we know, what's the most important, Candace knows it, Tucker knows it, faux show, is when it comes to geopolitics. But listen to what I'm saying. They're going to come after Candace. They're going to come after Tucker. They're going to go after, and they're going to go after this Nick Fuentes. And they're going to pick some guy that nobody's going to complain about. They're going to go after him. They're going to go after this, you know, and they're going to get him and say, okay. It's like, good. Yeah, that's terrific. Okay. That's good. Let's get him. See, what we always want to do, what I'm going to tell you is the rules apply to everybody. You see this guy Murdaugh? You know him in South Carolina? You know the lawyer? If you follow that one, he's going to get a new trial. And he should. He killed his wife and his son or whatever. He should. Did he do it? Yeah. But during his trial, turns out they were bringing up again prior past bad acts, which I hate, to show either criminal propensity or something which they claim they're not doing. That's number one. And number two, what they did was the clerk was like telling people, like, watch him. The clerk was telling the jurors because she wanted to write her book. I mean, it was like, come on, we play by the rules. I don't care who this guy is. Same thing with Tyler. I don't give a damn who Tyler. But I want you to go back and just look at find the interview with Tucker, when this British twit is asking him that we should somehow believe in the police. Love you, Unc. Look at this. Make the dream great again. Where have you been? Is that Big Dick? Big Dick, where have you been? My God, I forget sometimes. Welcome back and welcome home. So anyway, as we're speaking, this is a kind of a sub contingency of a lot of there's a lot of folks hanging around. You know, when it comes to the Erica, Tyler, TPUSA, this is the store. This is the place. Barron and others and Candace, this is the bane of their existence. This is TPUSA Central. Big time. And I'm sitting back saying these stupid bastards haven't folded up the tent yet. And they're still letting this dingbat. I saw something today. I forget who it was. Is his name Dankster? Who said Charlie's was a virgin. I just saw the thumbnail. Remember I told you this? Remember I told you? Haven't you seen this before? You see, we've seen this. You get some poor kid, kind of goofy. You know, Charlie's a good guy, but he's kind of goofy. You know what I mean? He's kind of goofy. He just, I love the guy. But he seemed like and that was part of his charm. He didn't take himself seriously. He didn't have a big, ego about how he looked. That's what's her name. He was just a regular guy. A regular guy was just, red-blooded American. And I'll bet you she did stuff to him. He didn't even know what the hell hit him. Okay? I mean, when you go from 0 to 100, let's face it, you don't know what's going on. You're doing a Wahito hold. You're doing hot wax and cupping the hard way. You're getting a headboard coma. He's doing the Cleveland, necktie and God knows what. Centipede. Rodeo set. She probably took it, rode him crazy. But that's okay. You know why? Because we knew it. And Nick, maybe if you gave it a whirl, you know what I mean? Just saying, buddy. Just saying. In any event, that's that thing. I want you to be aware of. Do not just focus so much on this. You see the big thing, because what they're going to do is they're going to let you pay just focus a lot on this Erica stuff. And when you're not looking, Then they're going to go after Candace. They're going to start fueling, just like they did with Trump. They're going to fuel the libel cases. They're going to start bringing, they're going to lawfare her. They're going to do a lot of things. And it's one of those things where, because they cannot let her get this popular. She's looking at 6 million. Maybe she's already hit 6 million. She's the biggest thing anybody. She's just, I will tell you this much about what she's done. First, people have asked, and I will give you my assessment. Number one, it has nothing to do with race. I swear, I know this sounds, I was trying to tell somebody something. Candace doesn't, how do you say this? She never talks about being black. She doesn't sound black. She doesn't mention black. She doesn't drop black flag. There's no reference. There's no reference to it. And when I'm saying that, it's like there are some people who their ethnicity, their culture, their foreign status. Put it this way, with all due respect, Melania Trump cannot speak with you without reminding you she's from Slovenia. You know what I mean? It's just she sounds like she's from Slovenia. There are some people. Remember, and you're going to laugh at this. You're going to laugh at this. But I'm telling you, you know who? And please, Candace, if you're listening, do not think ill of me. You know who she reminds me of? Remember when Oprah first came out? Oprah was this kind of a innocent, like, oh, she was nice. She sounded coherent. She didn't sound like something too urban. I'm going to be brutal with you. Joy Reid's like that. Joy Reid's like that. Whoopi, you know what I mean? Thick, heavy, urban, black accents don't work if you're trying to get into the news bit or you're trying to, doesn't work. Southern accents in male don't work. A little bit, not really. When Oprah came along, people said, oh, and who were her? Everybody loved her, black, white. Oprah didn't really talk about race because she wanted you to say, I want you to look behind me. She realized that most of all, her audience was people at home, white family, white women loved her. And she was just friendly. She would have people on and talk to people. And she just was Oprah. And she struggled to lose weight and this and that. She didn't turn into this weird thing until later on. She was absolutely perfect. And then she lost her mind. I don't know what she didn't care. She made money or whatever it was. Candace is loved. Men and women, but women love her. Men do not have the same affection for their media people that women do. Ask any man here. Is there somebody you like? Yeah, I like, because I always will speak highly of, and you know this, Alex Jones, who was the OG, okay? But I never felt like I was like a zealot or something, or I never loved him. I don't love anybody, my wife, but that's about it. I just don't do it on, it's just not my thing. They're very good. Tucker's like, it's good. Tucker's very good. But women, no, love her. And why is that? I don't know. And here's the best thing. And I'm going to say something and you might get upset, but I don't care. If you get upset, what am I going to do? I think women have been so mistreated by other women that whenever they meet the real thing, they overreact. Like, finally, a girlfriend. I've been looking for you. I knew they existed. I knew there was somebody out there I could trust that I would want to be with, who won't turn on me, who's not trying to get something I want or steal something. Because women are treacherous. They are horrible to each other. Horrible. Normally the same age. Not generationally. You know what I mean? I don't know if they even communicate, but same age. Ooh. In fact, we used to hear that if you're prosecuting somebody, if God forbid you get a woman if you're prosecuting a woman, get as many people on the jury who are her age, they'll kill her. You know it's true. You know it's true. I'll tell you things about black people, white, gay, straight, whatever it is. You might not like it, only when it's true. Women can be they're so smart and I don't know what's going to happen. I think sometimes that maybe society, but they are so horrible to each other. Maybe, and you heard my thoughts of that. Some of them have been really hurt. That's why so many women have so few friends. Ladies, let me ask you a question. Let's assume your husband or your boyfriend, whatever the hell you want to call it. Let's say your husband has a party coming up and you want to throw a surprise party. And you went to his best friend, and said, listen, I want to say, how many friends does he have? This is what you as a wife would say. How many friends does Larry have? How many? 3, 4, 3? 100? Oh, people he works with, people who knows high school and a lot of friends. I talked to a guy today. He's my own misdemeanor partner. He's a retired judge. 40-something years ago, like it was yesterday, laughing out of the blue. I think men are a little bit, maybe because we don't invest, but it's a different story. Now, you might do 100. Easy. And the people that I know, now, are they my closest friends? No. Are they life? No. But people that I could have a good time with? Oh, yeah. And I've cut down. And at my prime, not only that, I'm a different thing. I'm kind of, media, all this, whatever, New York and all that stuff. Now, turn around. Let's say Larry is going to throw a party for you. And he wants to know, okay, I want to tell me, you're my wife's, let's say, sister or best friend. Give me a list of everybody I should invite. Who are her close friends? Who are her friends? Not 3, 4, 5. If you've got 10, you are, wow. Women don't have friends. They're not close. They just don't. They got acquaintances sort of thing, but there's no, it's the weirdest thing. Sisters, family immediately, usually, mothers, right? Sisters, not even brothers so much, sisters. Then maybe a friend or two, maybe somebody close. And if it's older than 5 years, you're solid. It's very rare. Just whatever it's worth. I don't know what it is. I can explain it. I can come up with all kinds of theories. It's not because they're antisocial, not because of any of that stuff. Absolutely not. And what's also fun and what's interesting too is that what men should realize is that the best friends, and we don't do this, the best friends we could make would be women friends, but we don't because I don't want to give them the wrong impression. It doesn't look right. But the best, the best, very, very, very few are men to say, yeah, this is an old friend of mine and we're buddies or whatever. Doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It's the strangest thing in the world. Sometimes people will say, I've got black friends. No, you don't. I mean, you might know some people, but you don't may hang around them. And not because you have anything about you don't need Koreans. No, it's not for any reason other than the fact that it's just the way it is. But men and women, the weirdest thing in the world. It's the strangest thing in the world. It's like this. I don't know what it is. So that being said, when you look at the fact that Candace's her fellowship is so female, it's unbelievable. And it's loyal because women see her kind of like as a sister, a friend, a neighbor, somebody I can trust. She doesn't threaten me. She doesn't talk about herself. She doesn't talk. She might mention her family or husband, but that's about it. She doesn't talk about me. Look at me. I'm telling you, it's this thing that is so interesting. You trust her. You may not remember this, but Walter Cronkite was the most trusted man in America. I remember seeing him one time at Gallagher's, loaded out of his mind. He was really he was a boozer. A lot of people were, but I mean, but on TV, when he came out against the Tet Offensive, LBJ said, "It's official. I've lost Middle America. It's official. I've lost Middle America." It was that serious. That serious. That serious. Somebody tried to compare him to Trump. Trump's a different story. Remember, Trump's running for office. Trump's running for office. You very rarely, the one that people did, the connection that people had, I disagree and I agree and I disagree with about Trump. The ones that people liked, first of all, it was Ronald Reagan. Well, before that, it was FDR. That was before my time, but they loved this guy. This guy was this patrician. You should see, where's that Roosevelt House on what street? And off of 5th, right? Oh. 65th between Madison and Madden Park is the Roosevelt House. So this is where FDR and Eleanor lived next to his mother. Right. Now it's a Roosevelt House. And right next to you could see it like two. He was, and we got Teddy Roosevelt kind of in Chelsea. He lived there. But the point is, he was patrician. We don't have patrician. Sam Altman, Elon, Zuckerberg, they got more money than anybody. Sergey, these are basically weird dweebs and freaks, and they're no. But these people were, but he was a patrician, actually. And Americans loved him. Connected through the fireside chats on the radio. Just incredible. They loved him. When FDR died, people were just, and they poisoned his ass. They poisoned him in Hot Springs. Poisoned him. You heard that story, right? How many people don't know that story? They don't know it. They don't know any of this. It's that painter, this woman who was painting. In fact, Stalin was going to send Gromyko there. And Eleanor says, "I don't want you near my house." He goes, No, I want to make sure Gromyko knows poison. Why? I don't know why. She says, no. And then later on, when Elliot Roosevelt interviewed, was this Stalin? He said, "I told you." I said, he verified this. He says, I want it because he kind of liked FDR. Anyway, they loved him. JFK was sad because, it was young people, It was brutal. It was kind of like a Charlie death right in front of people. But Reagan made people feel good. Bill Clinton, I never saw the Bill Clinton thing, but we met him one time, and I can see definitely that. But Trump came along. No, Trump is basically kind of blue collar. Trump is not refined. He is not, I shouldn't say that, not refined. He is not, glitz. Don't let he has his style is like, gaudy. Somebody said he's into this whole thing now about being megalomaniacal, reflecting pools, and he wants to put his face on the $100 bill. He wants to be on Mount Rushmore. He has his name on all the buildings. He's Trump. So that's kind of his thing, is his legacy. But he's not, how do I say this? He's not patrician, certainly. He's kind of sometimes kind of ordinary, kind of clumsy. But he's just he's ordinary. His food is ordinary. What he wants to do is ordinary. He's not, there's no deep thought. I don't think he's a reader. I don't think any of this stuff. But I do think he knows how to connect to people. And he was the only people during these rallies where people would say, "Hey, Trump's on. Remember this? Hey, there's a Trump rally. Turn it on." What was the last time he said, "Hey, there's a Jimmy Carter rally. Turn on the TV." What? By the way, Mrs. Ellen, I saw last night, ready for this? She was in Washington all day. I'm going to get her on here. Are you dressed? Huh? Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. You want to come in here and talk about what you did yesterday. You want to do that? Yes. You want to hear from her. You got to hear what she did. She was there all day in DC fighting. And you're not going to believe the people who were helpful. Ted Cruz, Richard Blumenthal. Washington is another, and you got to hear what's going on with those kids. I've got to tell you something, which is very, very important. Because I want you to remember something. I love the Candace stuff, and I love this stuff. But there's something big here. Big. And it's about free speech and children and our country. And I want you to know they're going after Candace next, and they're going to be going after him, and they're going to be using domestic terrorism because our free speech and AI is going to destroy everything. And guess what? The good part is, she'll tell you about this. The best part is that in DC and in Silicon Valley, young people are pushing back against AI. I can't believe it. They're kind of going back. Anyway, I was going to say, last night we watched a Richard Simmons. Whatever. But remember, but he actually had it. I used the DVR. I haven't watched TV since. And I'm thinking, wow, this was. I gotta finish the yeah. Simmons. But let me tell you about Richard Simmons. You can laugh all you want. They loved him. They loved him. Jane Fonda had all these. Remember the Jane Fonda workout? You probably don't remember that. But Jane Fonda, they had all these good-looking people. And he had fat people. He was great. So what I'm telling you is that when Candace comes along, see, people don't love Tucker. They don't love Tucker. They just don't love. With me, but with Tucker, but with Candace, they love her, and women love her. Come here, you. No, we'll pull up a chair. There she is. You remember the missus, don't you?
The missus.
No, hang on. This is important.
I'm sort of
I know.
off there.
You damn right you're off. Hang on a minute. Marry me. All right, now. First of all, come here, you. Tell everybody what you did, how important this is, how about what yesterday was, and why, and what they can do. And we're going to talk about also.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sign up for this.
Okay, so
we didn't plan on this, so
no, we didn't plan anything. Luckily, I'm still working. Entire day.
8:53. She looks like this. I look like a baggage handler for Air Morocco, and you. So anyway,
Air Morocco.
Right, go ahead.
Is Air Morocco still in business?
I don't know. It's an expression.
Okay, so yesterday was a very important day. We held our rally on Capitol Hill, calling it Mother's Day Rally in support of online safety for our kids. Kind of generic, right? Our second rally in 2 weeks. We knew we would have Senator Marsha Blackburn speaking. It is comprised of survivor parents. They are so brave. The way they fly all over the country, they keep coming back to Washington. They keep testifying in front of Washington. They keep, going through the halls of Congress, going into these offices, help us. And everybody should understand something from the get-go. All of us, including all of the parents we work with, are pro-innovation, pro-technology. But why should big tech, who I don't even know the number, what you would call it, have zillions of dollars, I don't even know what it's called, they have so much money, be allowed to be the only business, not regulated, okay? Remember, seatbelts, bike helmets, you buy food you don't like, you get poisoned or something, you have recalls, you buy a mattress you don't like it, there's certain I'm not kidding, everything has guardrails but big tech. So now we know all the harms to children, especially in light of those two recent cases in New Mexico and California, and how big tech is being held, Meta in particular, responsible. So we have a lot to go on. We have 30 years of knowledge since 1996. We have Professor Jonathan Haidt's great book and research, The Anxious Generation, with all the correlations of mental health and iPhones, we have everything now. Okay, so now we're sitting on AI. So yesterday, it was a well-organized, Senator Marsha Blackburn spoke, and along came Senator Richard Blumenthal. Senator Blackburn and Senator Blumenthal are the co-sponsors of the Kids Online Safety Act, okay? And along came Senator Amy Klobuchar, who was instrumental in getting into the ear of Melania.
Democrat.
Getting into the ear of Melania Trump at the inauguration of I've Got This Take It Down Act, which is non-consensual images online. And I'd like to tell you more about it, First Lady and the President. And Melania Trump, met with her. We got the ball rolling on Take It Down. Now, that was signed into legislation almost a year ago. It was last May. We were at the White House in the Rose Garden for that. So we all thought the Kids Online Safety Act would automatically follow that. So it passed the Senate 91-3, goes over to the House. The holdup has been, I don't want to get too technical because I know that people get bored with that. The holdup has been, it's sat 91-3 is unheard of for something. So we thought automatically it goes over to the House. It'll be the same sort of thing, except it sat there collecting dust. What's going on here? Who's holding this up? So it falls under Ted Cruz's committee, okay? Energy, commerce, and all that. And also it's up to the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. And they've done nothing. They've run away. They don't answer questions. They smile at people and that's go about their business. But lo and behold, yesterday comes straddling out of the Capitol is Ted Cruz and comes up to the podium and makes a speech. Now, I think not only did he make a speech, and we have it on video, we have his words, he said that he promises to work hand in hand with the House, right, to get this legislation marked. We call it mark it up, meaning it's a very quick process. You take it, you amend it, you debate it, and you put it on the floor.
Send it on.
No, you put it on the floor for a vote.
Right.
And we know if it gets to the floor, because everybody in Congress has told us, we will vote this in. It will go to the president's desk, right? So all of a sudden, we've got, I guess I should say, Senator Ted Cruz making this speech. Nobody could believe it because he's had nothing to do with anybody. And here he was. Now, again,
What happened?
Well, I have some thoughts on this.
Well, what happened? What are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? My thoughts are there was such tremendous pushback. Constant. We will not stop. These parents will not stop. We've been told that once it goes to the floor, it will pass, right, by Congress. We've got Speaker Johnson. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Something I've advocated for, meeting with parents directly tomorrow, right, to talk with them about this.
And let me stop right there. You were relentless with him.
Yes.
I mean, you can't believe.
Well, they work for us, and I'm at a point and at an age.
By the way, let me say to Brian, our good friend here. Somebody says, Lucas Lee says, big tech companies are integrating driver monitoring cameras into modern vehicles to track eye movement and determine if a driver is distracted or unfit to operate it. Just nothing compared to what's going on. But thank you for this.
No, but we'll get to that in a minute,
Right.
Because that's something we should talk about too. But listen, my thoughts are the pendulum is swinging. We're moving in a very positive direction.
Ted saw the writing on the wall. Somebody told him.
First of all, there was tremendous press there from Wall Street Journal to Fox to CNN to Reuters. I think he likes a camera. They all like a camera. There was tremendous press. Number one. Number two. How should I word this? Yes, the Warriors have been relentless in advocating for this and going top down. I'll just say top maybe for this one, and getting in the ear of the right people. I'm going to leave it at that. And saying we need this. We have to have something.
You're being very modest.
Because it's about the parents and the children and the families. I'm there for them. Okay, I'm a warrior for them. We are warriors for them. Right. And I also think because of these lawsuits, I really do. I've been thinking about this all day while I've been working. The writing is on the wall.
The meta lawsuit.
They're facing the music and that their free ride and their zillions. Yeah, they're still going to always have a lot of money, right? But it's coming to a head right now, okay? And they are going to be held responsible. Mark Zuckerberg went into that California courtroom. He has been able to get away with everything in the past. I don't think he ever thought a jury of Americans, regular American people, would find him and his company responsible for product liability.
And he was wearing meta glasses. Meta glasses.
What an insult.
Court.
Because I had parents sitting in that courtroom, I was not there, texting me, saying they got physically ill, seeing him stride in with an entourage, by the way, and the entourage were wearing the meta glasses. And they're like, they couldn't believe it. I had one parent, she said, I got sick, I had to leave the courtroom. Just seeing him, because you have to understand, these parents were also in front of Congress about 18 months earlier, where Mark Zuckerberg, remember, He was asked to stand up,
Yeah.
turn around, and apologize to parents. Okay. And he did. I'm sorry. It was the worst apology
Right.
ever. Bear in mind, he does not allow his own children on
Right.
social media. Same thing for Bill Gates, never allowed his kids on social media. That should really tell you something. So look, we're pushing. This is a turning point. Okay. I'm just going to throw this date out and leave it and not explain. Beginning March 1st, I believe, is the real turning point for all of this going on. We will see the Kids Online Safety Act passed into legislation, signed by the president. And we have to hold big tech accountable because all they do is blame parents. Yes, parents have to be on top of things. Parents have to step up. But I have to point something out. We work with many great parents who did talk to their kids and do talk to their kids, didn't give them devices, new social media harms, all of that stuff. And their children were still harmed by social media, whether they went to a friend's house and the friend showed them something on their device, right? You can't, hide your child. We live in this digital, kids are forced in schools, use these Chromebooks.
So either, and you have that coin by your computer, that
I have everything.
The beautiful girl with a cowboy hat.
Yeah, Annalie shot from Colorado.
Either they bought something online and it was fentanyl, either they were the product of sextortion. They were playing a game, just regular game during regular times, and all of a sudden somebody came in and said, "Take me a picture." Because kids don't know, kids don't have any judgment.
They're born in the digital bubble.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they're born in captivity, and then later on, there are other versions as well where they might take a challenge, and they're not.
Well, the brains aren't developed,
right?
And we know groupthink, right? The kids want to be popular. We know the algorithms. We know from the internal memos, we know from the whistleblowers that, what was the word they used? That the sole focus of Meta, there was a hearing today with Senator Blackburn, which I watched online, was keeping the teens' eyeballs on the product. Constant, that's like the addiction. We have proven addictions to all of this. That was their main business goal for business, not only to keep customers for life, but to bring in ad revenue, right? To keep going. There were no real safety features and measures being implemented. And those who asked were cast aside, were threatened, and the brave ones left. And they are the whistleblowers that have come forward to warn everybody about this. So I really think this is the time. Everything is changing. We're sitting on AI, but here's what happened today. And I just wrote a statement. I didn't post it yet though. OpenAI. So that's ChatGPT. That's Sam Altman. Now he's involved in the lawsuit with Elon Musk, right? The founders of this. OpenAI today, all of a sudden out of nowhere, we support the Kids Online Safety Act. And
what was that about?
What that about is the same thing with Ted Cruz. The pendulum is swinging. There are thousands of lawsuits across the United States coming. Some in the courts already. We heard about these too, like bellwether cases, but there are thousands. They see the writing on the wall. I'm not saying, everything's going to be hunky-dory, whatever, but they want to come to the table. They put out a statement that children's safety should. We have to talk about this. So I'm asking, what I'm working on now is a couple of things. Like we have angel families that visit the White House, and we have these survivor parents and parents at the White House, and we have round tables. Okay. Parents must be included in the dialogue. We can't just have AI thrown at everybody and families are not at the table.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't think you should be throwing AI out into everybody's, devices.
Oh, yeah.
We need to have, and we need our president at the top. And I don't care who's the president. Right now, it happens to be Donald Trump, to be leading this charge of keeping, again, America first. I'm sorry.
Not to interrupt. I know sometimes we say some things. Listen, I'm going to tell you the way it is. And if somebody's good or bad, it may seem inconsistent. Richard Blumenthal or somebody, 90% of what he's ever said politically, this is a guy who said stuff about Vietnam. He was in Vietnam and he wasn't. But he has been aces for you and the kids. Ted Cruz, is Canadian all of a sudden. How he can be, I don't get it. Anyway, what he's done. Tucker took care of him. But he finally came along for this. Marshall Blackburn
Well,
has
it
been
remains to be seen. He said
Right.
by the end of the year. Now, remember, this congressional session ends in June.
okay.
So then we start all over again. But he
Right.
made a promise that's December.
Marsha
Let's-
Blackburn is
oh,
going to be. She's going to
she's
be.
leaving.
She's going to be probably governor of Tennessee next. Amy Klobuchar, a Dem.
But she went to Melania Trump. She's the one that
Yes.
got the ball rolling.
Exactly.
For this. So this is true bipartisanship, which we talk about. I truly believe this is the last issue: families, safety, online AI, where we can really all come together. With this.
And one more thing, the president, whatever you say about him, and you remember, just because somebody does something good or bad, he constantly performs. He was aces to you and the families at Mar-a-Lago.
Yes, I brought the
Could
families
not
directly to him.
When this war literally, as the kids would say, but I mean actually, was going on, and generals, and you were in Mar-a-Lago and you thought, there's no way I'm going to see him now. And he said, oh, of course. No, I got plenty of time.
I mean,
and he met with them, took pictures, bought lunch.
Listen to their stories of their children that are no longer here. Asked questions.
Beautiful.
We're in the process of different help when I have some more information on that when I want to share that, I'll share. But so that's the kind of thing people have to understand. We separate out at the Warriors what Richard Blumenthal. I know it's hard because people write to me. I got bots after me. I got people cursing at me. I got people telling me all kinds of horrible things.
That means you're over the target.
When I tag Richard Blumenthal, but I'm going to work with people doing great work, okay, for children and families. And he happens to be doing it right now.
This goes to show you, truly, you are non-partisan.
Yeah.
The Warriors are non-partisan. It is about the only time politics even comes up is if there's something which affects people. And I'm telling you right now, this is the issue that is, and God bless, people who can homeschool, who can protect their kids. There are parents out there who know nothing about this.
A single mom, though, is
absolutely
busy. Where I work with moms, they have 2 jobs. The older sibling has to take care of the younger one. There's no way anyone can keep up with what's going on, in the schools, what's going on the devices. You think you give your kid a phone to be in contact with them, they can communicate, and they're not aware about algorithms, what we talk about. They're not aware of so many predators, right? It has become normalized, I think, right? It's our job to bring this information forward. And you know what? If we help one child, one family a day, we've done our job.
And Lucas Lee, by the way, says, thank you, Lynn's Warriors, for standing up for the protection of our children. It is something out there. And I got to tell you, and I lived it. And yesterday, you're at the station at, right when the 5 o'clock, right when it opens.
I have to.
You're coming in 11:30. You're there all day long, and it is. And
go.
How much did you walk?
Oh, I don't know, 12 miles, because the halls in Congress, even when you set your schedule to do everybody in the Dirksen, everybody in Russell, it's miles you're walking to go into these offices to present them with your fact sheet. What I did yesterday is, after the rally with 2 interns in Washington, is go to those in the Senate that have not co-sponsored the Kids Online Safety Act. So we're up to 76 in the House, which is a great number anyway, right? And Marsha Blackburn and Richard Blumenthal have worked very hard on that. We've worked very hard on that, but we want more. So for instance, Kirsten Gillibrand, I'm a constituent, not co-sponsoring. So I, of course, marched into her office, right? So you've got to get through the front lines there. You got to get through the person at the desk. You got to get who's the person who works on technology in your office, who is the family person, who's the education. Try to find somebody. Can I grab them for 5 minutes? I do meetings in hallways there because I got people. Ted Cruz's office, I went. The 2 interns are like, why are we going there? He gave a speech. He's seeming supportive. I said, listen, we're going there. Number one, we're going to thank him. Like, I like to get in faces. Right? We're gonna thank him, and we're also going to thank his staff. His office was standing room only, people in the hallways. And I said, we're going to still put our one sheet with the facts in front of pretty much young people work in these offices. Let's educate them because, like you're our future American adults and leaders. So I want to bring everybody on board and educate. That's our future, young people. So we spend a lot of time with office staff, also educating them. This is what's going on.
And a lot of the kids today are not necessarily as go getting when it comes to in your face and shaking hands and you know what I mean. So you have to teach them that too because you are brutal.
We're doing that.
Listen to this. Tell them about naming names, but if you walk into some offices, they won't give you their name. If you say hi, I appreciate it. What is your name? I'm not going to tell you. What? They won't tell you.
I'm not even writing anything down because I memorize it and then go in the hallway and maybe write it down or ask for a card. Most are
great,
and I'll be like, oh, thank you so much. What is your name? And one says to me, why? What do you need my name for? I said, well, because I want to use it when I thank you. He's like, let's see. I'm just going to make a name up. Okay, Henry. Oh yeah, that's it, Henry. And the two interns looked at me and like, really?
Yeah.
And then I explained to them, look, some of them are like this. We don't care. Maybe they're scared. I will say we're very friendly when we go in. They're scared when you're friendly. They have no expressions in these offices. And if you say, hi, how are you today? They don't respond. It's very strange how people, for the most part, are acting, our young people. So again, we got to break through that. Let them know there are friendly, nice people out there.
And right now, you've got everybody, all the big shots from. By the way, Anthropic is the new one. That's a new one. We watch them.
Yeah, I've got some dirt on them.
But
I have to do a little research.
Yeah, and also Palantir. They're all there with Trump and China. All there, and of course, Hannity's going to get to the bottom of this. But
is he in China too? I'm sure. He's there on Air Force One.
Well, he's got to do his new.
I say that facetiously.
Yeah, I know.
But
whatever
it takes.
Whatever it is. But what we're seeing right now is this is new. This is a story which I think because of you and your hard work and so many of people
and others, these beautiful parents, okay, that I can't do my job. I mean, they wear the t-shirts, they wear the buttons, they wear the bracelets, they hold up pictures of their children. They are relentless in we are going to save other children and other parents from going through this. And
right.
Truly, that's
absolutely
fuels my work.
And what's also critical is that they have to remember if you lost a child, maybe what you might want to do is say, you know what? I don't want to be reminded of this every freaking day. But they have to go and wear t-shirts and have hold a picture of their daughter or son because they're that committed. So they have to relive this every single time and pay for their own transportation. They have to go to DC, negotiating that, taking the train, flying.
Well, we have the Warriors help, try to help with things. But here's the thing. There are thousands of parents and family members. Remember, it's a whole family unit, the siblings, brothers, sisters, they represent a small portion, and they always say to me, we're here for those who can't be here because they just can't do it. Right. The lives ruined. So they are brave. Our one parent today was testifying in front of the Judiciary Committee. She texted me, I'm so nervous. I'm like, just be yourself. Tell your story. You're fine. You're fine. She did a great job. Again, they have to relive this, and they want to, right? But again, it takes a toll. It takes a toll because they all tell me whether they're flying home on an airplane, they're sitting on a bus, they're alone in a hotel room. So we're very, with the Warriors, nurturing and listening, and we do a lot of that as well.
But you talk about with all this stuff, and this is me talking, not you, but all you folks out there talking about, what about the Epstein files? What about the Epstein files? Forget the Epstein for a moment. These are bigger, more voluminous. Take Epstein, multiply it by whatever it is. This is beyond, and we haven't talked about abductions, predators. There's also this movement where people are becoming more and more vocally antagonistic, unended regarding the PDF file, as you would say, which is great. Things have changed. They never thought that AI would come across with this much resistance. They thought, oh, it's going to be great. And no, no, no. People are really worried about this. And wait till we haven't talked about jobs. That's another thing. This is just the effect on kids. Wait till jobs are wiped out. I mean, completely
Well,
wiped
you
out.
saw them booing at graduation, young
Yeah.
people, when she mentioned AI type of thing. So that, again, is part of the pendulum swinging positively. Young people are starting. We had a lot of young people there yesterday. They are pushing back and supporting the parents as well. That's good to see.
Mhm.
And they're trying to educate, because they tell us, their younger siblings and even the younger ones, 8, 10, 12, about the harms that they, in the 25-year-old range, lived through, because nobody knew any better, right? Like we all bought our, children phones and laptops. We thought it was the thing to do. And it was
Right.
cool, right? And again, the other good news is the schools across the country. I don't think most media even covers this. They are pushing back, getting those Chromebooks out of the classrooms, going back pen to and pencil to paper, going back to questioning. We even have educators now really stepping up. We don't want these Chromebooks, in the classrooms. We want to get back to teaching. So we're seeing a lot of changes, and we've got to keep pushing every single day. Do you mind if I say something?
No.
Well, it's your show. I don't want to.
Our show.
Okay, thank you. Good husband.
I know.
I have not put it up yet. I'm doing it tonight. I have an interview with Melissa Henson from Concerned Women for America. This is some warriors take action homework, because that's what I like to do.
Good.
And we need to always get our warriors involved, the public. And when I put it up in a little while on our YouTube channel, Lynn's Warriors, it is by May 22nd. We need everyone to write into the FCC, because currently ratings systems for instance, Netflix, they don't apply.
That's the link.
And
for Lynn's Warriors, right there, putting it up there.
The fact is 41.7% of what we're told are children's shows on Netflix contain sexual dialogue, sexual images, LGBTQIA plus themes. You have Strawberry Shortcake, which everybody thinks, the remake of Strawberry Shortcake, deemed on Netflix a children's cartoon. Okay. So we think it's fine, right? Mom thinks, dad thinks it's fine. Child's watching it. But there's a transberry character.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We're not talking about that. I'm just giving this as examples. We're talking about, we need a rating system that applies. So I'm just telling you to give you an example when I say 41.7%.
You're saying if you want to do that, fine.
Yeah.
But let parents know about it. That's all.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm tired.
Right.
But let parents have the right to have the correct ratings, to know about things. So we're not judging the content. Do the heck what you want, but let the parents or guardians know what's in there so they can make the decision themselves.
Absolutely.
And so I need everybody, when I post this later on, about an hour, to go. There'll be a link in the body of that video to write your comments in. We need all the support. It does matter when we have numbers. So that's the homework tonight when I put the video up.
This is one of those things. There are so many issues.
Yeah.
So I like the fact. Look, there's focus. I'm telling you, the latest thing when I saw this today, this is different, but when I saw that Seb Gorka is now going up and wanting to basically define Tucker and others as a terrorist. Listen, our speech, think about this. Either they're trying to control our speech and shut down our ability to confabulate among each other freely, or they're trying to perfuse and contaminate our children with stuff nobody wants them to see. So it's either or. Either we don't have anything, or they're destroying little kids. Kids cannot understand this. You don't know what it's like. We didn't have this then, thank God. I don't mean people my age. I mean people your age. I mean most people watch it. This is fairly new. Yeah, there was some stuff before, but the level of predation and what's going on right now is unbelievable, because the predators and the PDF files are not necessarily in the white truck by the river trying to lure kids. They're online, and they know this. And it's
become normalized,
yes,
because we have familial trafficking, family members it's just become so, the whole kind of sexual media, everything that kids are growing up in. So
Shabby Chic, by the way, 2.0 says it is literally in every single movie. Do you remember? You're right. I don't. There. And if you think this mentality is gone, you're out of your mind.
but how do you change a society? You go after the kids,
Right.
you pollute the kids, you poison the kids to turn on each other and to turn on the
also,
adults.
when you
the
have
parents.
a group of people who want them as bait, meat, quarry,
I can't even.
then you go after them to lure them. There is I don't know whether humankind has always been this perverted and sick or whether this is something new. I don't know. I can't really tell you.
I think it's increased. I think it's been
Yes.
fueled by the internet. It's giving people platforms and ideas of, listen, I'm changing a little bit, but
Go ahead.
when you want to give prisoners in California, what do you want to give them? You want to give them laptops so they can,
MacBooks or
so they can look at porn or something. What the heck is, but that's the thing. The kids on their Chromebooks, government issued, right? We learned a lot of this through the COVID period. When kids had the Chromebooks, they brought them home. They were forced to use them at home, where all the pornography.
What about all these kids who
that flooded it
Right.
due to the algorithms? Kids weren't even looking for it, and it was thrown at
What
them.
about all the kids who suffer from permanent incontinence and infertility and can't have children and this people who were parents who were lured into this by this men and from teaching hospitals. There is this. Have you seen this feller on X? He talks like this. He's at Disney World and he's got a little bun and he's complaining about the food. Put on a lot of weight. He's one of these trans people. He's trans like I would be trans if I put on a dress. It's like, you're not trans.
She works.
Have you? No, he's like, I don't know who he is.
Well, why are you seeing?
Because
that?
he's on my thing. It's like, this guy again. What do you want? He's the worst trans in the world. It's like, but I'm saying,
Well, that's an algorithm, and that's how kids are seeing all kinds of things.
remember, you know what I was listening today? The song Lola, by the Kinks,
I do.
Hell of a Man. She almost broke my spine, and it was a novelty. You've been in DC and Washington and New York from your days of working with music companies and Studio 54 and everything. There were some whatever, but there wasn't. There were some trans.
No, there was lots of everything, but
they weren't dangerous.
But I don't know. It seemed like everybody sort of got along.
But they weren't
right. They weren't
dangerous.
Right,
They were
exactly.
just. Is like not. They don't want to go out there and say, "Now I'm going to recruit. I'm going to enlist, and I'm going to."
Yes.
No,
yes, there was none of that. Everybody
so
just did
nobody
their
here
thing.
is a prude. Who cares what you want to do? That's not it.
Yeah.
It's what's happening to kids, and we've got to nip it in the bud. And it's one of those things that you cannot let this thing. You can't turn your back on it for a moment. And what scares me too is I'm telling you, we're going to go back to, because remember, the Democrats are going to they're going to win big midterms. Get used to it. Get ready. And when they do, they're going to come back with a vengeance, and they're going to go back. They're going to go at anybody that they think was remotely a part of Trump. Get ready for this.
Or, in my dream world, I was thinking about this on the train late last night, because it has swung so far crazily. Okay, we have Blumenthal, okay? Amy Klobuchar. Very reasonable about this kid stuff. Maybe we're going to swing back a little bit more to this more reasonable, right? I don't think it can ever, the American public will not tolerate. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Look at Eric, what's his name? Swalwell.
Yeah.
Who was always on air, trash talking Trump and all that. And he's gone now. Like, I think maybe we can start going a little bit back to this common sense,
Yes.
true bipartisanship, because we can't go through that again.
And
People will not put up with this.
start talking about what's happening here. If you think, this is me talking, not you. If you think Trump is going to pull the wool over China's Xi Jinping, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. I told you this. I showed up before. Robert Kagan. This is what? Victoria Nuland's husband said, "Oh, Iran was a disaster." What? And you're not going to hear that on Fox. Listen, we believe in something. And I believe in America. I sound the guy from The Godfather. I believe in America.
Yeah.
I believe in America. And I believe
love
in the fact that
America.
you should be able to take care of your family, protect your children, and we'll help you as much as possible. We'll do it for everybody. We have to do this now. Let me ask you something. If I ask everybody watching right now, and I don't want you to answer the question. If you want to, you can, but I'm not asking. It's personal. But if I said, how many of you had an occasion when you were young with maybe a priest or a coach or a teacher or a neighbor or a relative or something? The number of kids out there when it was more idyllic is unbelievable. If you could put on magic glasses and go to Times Square, and everybody who ever had something that happened to them from to bad, if they had a green dot on their head and you put on these glasses, you would see green dots everywhere. Kids there are so many people who never told anybody, and it affected them. You're never set right when you're growing, and you just need to just get them to at least roughly a safe age, and then let the world destroy them. Let them, but if you can keep them from not having to go through this at an early age when they can't process it, when they can't understand it, when they don't even know what this is. It's like, what is it? You're a kid and somebody's doing this to you, and you think, what are these Martians? What is going on here? They're unable to think about what the import of this is. So we got to stop it. And the thing is, what allows this to happen is your ignorance. You're not worrying about for example, I'm not worrying about certain issues that really shouldn't be issues in the first place. I want to talk about America first, our kids. And by the way, I think the rest of the children of the world will benefit. This isn't a joke. I'm not saying this just, for grins. This is serious.
Yeah.
And you and so many other people are there. And by the way, when you go to Washington, they still have the tours, people, families, and
I saw a lot of I saw these kids all wearing like these matching kind of like fisherman's hats. I don't know what you call them. I'd say they were about in the 8th grade. Okay. Going into the Russell Senate building. They had the issue on the front of their shirt. I'm not going to call it out because maybe they don't want that. And I was like, that's our future. There were boys and girls. Again, I think they were about 8th grade would be my guess. And I said, that's it. Everyone should experience Washington, D.C. once in their lifetime. I mean, it belongs to us. See some of these beautiful buildings and monuments and things like that. And I saw some college age, I would say, groups there. Generally during like
a lot of foreign visitors.
I didn't see so many yesterday. Really? Well, I was in the buildings, like in the complex, so I wasn't.
Cherry blossoms, or that's another time to go.
Well, I was going to say during that spring break time is when you see all the school groups. When I've been there, that's we missed that. That's like end of February, beginning of. I was there then. I remember calling you and saying I can't believe the groups of kids. It looks like middle and high school, and it's a good thing, right? They, some of them holding flags and things. It's really quite remarkable, but. I don't know. We have to concentrate on our young people, and really gave me a lot of joy yesterday with the 2 interns.
Here's what you need. When can you, by the way, thank you, Coach. Somebody sent Coach Collins sent us a visitor. Thank you. Welcome. This is the link to Lynn's Warriors. Go to YouTube to Lynn's Warriors, and you will have on the link where they can just go, and it's already done for them.
Everything I'll have it in an hour because I have to go put it up. But that's where I need everybody. The link will be in the body of the video where you sign on. You can put a comment or 2. Please, I'm begging you. I have no shame.
No.
Because this is ridiculous that there's 41.7% is what we found is full of this sexual content for little kids' cartoons. And come on. So it's our voice. We have to use it. We have to push back. Netflix is another one. They've been getting away with so many things, and people think, you know what, it's safe. You know, we've a lot of content. We're streaming now. We don't have cable and all that. They don't know what's going on.
And if you're a family where you have a child, sometimes, in the old days, old days, they were worried about having a movie. They would warn kids about having divorce, because some kids, what's their main worry? Abandonment. Mommy and daddy breaking up. What is this divorce thing? Are you going to be breaking up? So they wouldn't even worry about that. Now imagine, how little boys, and there was this one, remember Kindergarten Cop? This kid stood up with Arnold Schwarzenegger, said, boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. And he said, very good. And kids are interested in this boy and girl. And they're very, very aware of it. And sometimes it's almost like, okay, that's good. And all of a sudden, before this is even big, because they try to figure out what a boy and girl is, you've got some show talking about trans, whatever. And they think, what? And the point is, you're saying, I don't want them to know that. I don't want
It's not even that. They question themselves and they don't know, oh, maybe I'm a girl. Maybe I'm supposed to be a boy. Like this confusion. That's where it all starts. And of course, don't tell your parents we have in California about any. You can go by a different name. We got all this stuff going.
And I'm going to say something again. And by the way, also remember, stop blaming parents.
Yeah, I'm glad you're saying
They say, that's lazy parenting. You don't know what's out there. You're not watching all this stuff. What lazy parenting would be is if you had a rating system that you elected not to pay attention to. But that's something which is
well, that's the playbook we get even from big tech, blaming, or the bots attacking me. Lazy parents. Parents should monitor their own kids. That's why I pointed out originally a little while ago, the best parents I know who did all of that, their kids were still harmed. So don't put it all on the parents. Yes, parents should be aware. Parents have to participate, take action. Don't blame it on the parents.
Good. I like that.
Blame it on big tech.
Well, so go online one more time. Here's the link. Go to Lynn's Warriors on
I'll have it
YouTube.
up in an hour.
And just look for this. And also become very, very aware of this. And also one more thing too. Remember, it's great to the fact that we love things and there's topics, and I like anybody else, I love everything about that Candace is doing, and I could probably talk sometimes more about this, but there are other things too that must be incorporated into our sphere, and you also have to act out. Don't just sit back and think something's doing. Most people have never written a letter or an email to somebody. Never done it. They've never done it ever. And when you email somebody, you go to house.gov or senate.gov and you can find out who your people are just to make sure. But always copy other people so the senator knows that the congressperson saw it, and ask them, what are you doing on this? What are you doing on this? And hit them, because they don't fear us. See, that's one thing. That's what's so great about Tucker. Tucker, in the case of Massey, whether it's Massey or anybody else, you can say, I don't need you. If I want tomorrow to unleash citizens who, for the longest time, in fact, one day I hope that we get to Tucker and I hope to Candace, because it would be great if I can get somebody with 6 million subscribers to say, I want you all to file this thing, and all of a sudden tomorrow they go, what the hell is this? That's the power of Candace. That's the power of Tucker. And that's what they want to take away. They want to call them terrorists. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. Can you imagine if all of a sudden they did this? Can you imagine one day? One day they wake up and they go, hi, how are you? Hey, open up their coffee, and they open up the computer and they're seeing 6 million. Wait. This is it was shut down. People would say, oh my God. That's what I want. See, I want my dream. Let me leave with this. My dream is this. The president, whoever it is, he's in the White House and he opens up the curtain. He goes, how are they? Are they mad? He goes, they're pissed. Oh no. What do we do? I don't know. Give them something. I want them to fear us, because in most countries, the politicians fear the people. We fear the government. It's ridiculous. I want them to fear us, all of us. And there's strength in numbers. That's what I want. We cannot let the power of these folks, whoever they are, and that includes Alex and Megan Kelly and even Nick Fuentes, whoever it is. They want to shut this down because remember, the genie's out of the bottle. The toothpaste is out of the tube. They don't know what to do. They're thinking, we got to shut this thing down. And they almost did it during the Biden administration. And then luckily Elon came along and then a lot of people like YouTube said, we're making more money this way. What are we doing? We're not going to shut anything down. Let people speak. Because remember anybody remember in 96 or so, or when YouTube first started or the internet? Oh my God.
I have to grab this.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes. Oh, I understand why. So anyway, that's enough about that. So anyway, thank you, my friends. I got to watch. Is that what I think? Oh, good. Anyway, thank you. Listen to me. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I wish one thing for you. I hope you have one too. I hope you have somebody who is like your friend. Somebody, the only person I want to be with. The only person. I don't care about anybody else. If you could find somebody that you could also, all of the, the romantic is wonderful too, but to respect somebody and to be intellectually just the sexiest thing in the world. It's the most incredible thing in the world, I'm telling you. When you're intellectually zeroed in, you're tethered. It's beautiful. So anyway, thank you for this. Please like the video one more time. This is the link. Go to Lynn's Warriors, sign up in about an hour or so, check. And please read it. Make sure you okay it. And it's because I want them to understand how powerful we are. We are.
Just say good night.
Is that what it was?
Yes, but
Are we going to call back?
yeah.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for listening too. I know these issues I talk about with children and families, and
they can take it.
I understand, but it's hard to hear sometimes. It's hard to talk about, but we thank you. The Warriors thank you for listening, for all the help I also get. People are tremendous. There are a lot of kind people out there that are helping us. And just for being aware, take actions, please with the YouTube channel, please, listen, please share. Please also, when I put the take action up in an hour, sign on so we can let the FCC know we need appropriate ratings so our parents know what's going on, what the kids are watching. It's not a lot to ask.
And every day also, just try your first one. Send an email to somebody, and say, what the hell are you doing about this? Boom. Whatever you say. Whatever it is. What are you doing about AI?
4 to 7 now in an office they have to take notice of.
4 to 7 what? 4 to 7?
If 4 to 7 people write in about the same thing, they have to address, they have to research a little bit. It used to be like 10. Now it's 4 to 7. So that's good news. 2
things. Make sure you always put copy of the other person's. And also you could write second attempt, third attempt,
that's what I do.
Fourth attempt. Oh yeah. And then somebody's going to say, excuse me. Yes. What is the name of this intern we have, whatever? What is this fourth attempt business? And then when they realize that if they're voted out, if they're primaried out by a bunch of pissed off constituents, that's the way that goes. Because we're going to make the system work. We'll play by the rules.
They work for us.
Right. But I'm going to say one more thing. I love talking about this stuff. We talk about stuff and what about this? Agenda 2030. Okay, great. But after a while, that's like this. Come on. There's no Agenda 2030 on the it's important, but there's stuff that's right now that sounds kind of bland. That's really even more critical. We've got this guy, Zoran Mamdani. This guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And they're just driving him crazy by hitting him with this ridiculous. He wanted to have free buses in New York. Do you know what a free bus would be? It'd be murder on wheels. People be killing each other. Anyway, so sometimes it's kind of fun to watch. But unless you're going to vote, or unless you threaten them, unless you say, not threaten them physically, but threaten them if you say, listen, you better do something, because if you don't do it, we'll vote in somebody who will. Believe me, that means something. But up till now, most people haven't done anything. Anyway, that's it. That's it, my friends. Okay.
Thank you for letting me grace your portals, as you say.
That's the most important thing. And by the way, remember one thing. Never, ever, ever. We are not going to disavow Candace. We are never going to disavow. This is me now, Tucker, or anybody else. I will not abide that. That is not going to be the litmus test for me. This is what they're doing. When I saw this morning, I couldn't believe it. This British guy asking Tucker, are you going to disavow her? Are you? No, no, no. That's how powerful they are. And I'm telling you, and then when I saw this Subburka, who wants to now domestic terrorism, pay attention. We're not going to we will not abide this. No, 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 no.
No.
Especially Candace. No, not our Candace. No. I made this very, but no.
I like how you say Zeb Gorka.
Zeb Gorka. Have you seen this guy?
Have
you seen this guy?
Is he an American citizen?
Yeah, I don't know what he is, but he's
I never studied
he's
up
got
on him. I've
these
been too busy.
phony, kind of like these ground
Seriously.
Count Chocula or
Can I just
something. I
say
don't know
something?
what.
Who is Zeb Gorka?
He used to be.
no,
He's with Salem.
No, but I meant like really who is
He's
he?
on the counterterrorism.
But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, like I know who he is. I'm just saying, like, really? Who
He had a
is he?
show on Salem, and he would talk complete
I
rubbish.
understand, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, really, Zeb Gorka?
Well,
like,
you know who was funny was Tucker said, and who? This is me now talking. He would say, "Who's Mark Levin?" No, seriously, who is he? I thought, well, okay, because all of a sudden people would say. I remember years ago, all of a sudden, they would say, "Oh my God, I'm fried." Whenever I get done with this, I'm trying to think of simple names.
give me a hint.
Oh no, it's the word, the radical. It's the guy who wrote the for radicals. It's anyway. All of a sudden, there'll be a name. A name will come up. Have you noticed how Fed slop, this slop,
AI slop.
Fed jacketing? Have you heard Fed jacketing?
No, what is that?
Fed jacketing was somebody. Everybody's a Fed. They're saying, is he a Fed? Is Nick Fuentes a Fed? Is like, what are you talking about? It's one anyway. Saul Alinsky, thank you so much.
How did you forget that name?
Thank you. All of a sudden,
It's late here.
Bill Maher had one of the funniest lines. He says, "Who the hell is Saul Alinsky?" Overnight, and what he wrote is really good if you use it for yourself, because you want to start. It's like the Hegelian dialectic stuff. So anyway, we have to do it. Anyway, that's enough. Listen, thank you, my friends. Have a great and glorious night. We will see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean it. This is important. You were there all day.
I like to jam it on.
I take you in
come back late at night.
You're at the Moynihan train station, stepping over nearly dead vagrants and
got to do what you got to
flotsam
do.
coming home at midnight.
Yeah.
As I stand outside waiting for these degenerates at the. Well, sure be Joe, but how about that old Penn station? Oh, God.
Well, that is still in business, but the trains to Washington come into the nice, brand newish Moynihan.
So, let me tell you something.
That was rough.
If you think New York stuff, how about Philly?
Rougher than New York. Philly.
Man.
Rough.
All right, kids, we love you. Have a great and glorious day. By the way, watch the video before that I did on whatever. Anyway, and thank you. Listen, thank you. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And thank you. And also, go to Lynn's Warriors, sign up and check it out in about an hour. In any event, thanks so much. And don't forget, Monkey's Dead. Show's over. Sue ya. Da.